Safeguard, thescoreesports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
All right, guys, we're already getting started now with the second map between these two teams, Immortals versus Cloud9. And we are jumping into the second map, which is going to be on Overpass. Some frags have already happened. We can see Phelps picking up some kills, and you may have noticed there are new pistol sounds. Please don't freak out.
I don't even know what's happening anymore. More pistol sounds. All right, so it is down into a 3-on-3. Defense is split up. Lucas is rotating back towards the bomb site. Cloud9's still very far away from anything, but the benefit they have right now, Skittle has a smoke and a flash, so they have some options if they want to hit either of these bomb sites. They at least have some tools to use to get themselves in good position. The X factor over this A site is bolts in this spot. I mean, this late in the round in a 3-on-3, you wouldn't always expect someone to be there, so hitting this A site, that might catch them a little bit off guard. Decoy is going to go out towards the B bomb site and just working their way up highway. Shroud looking for anything, looking for anyone to be peeking, looking for any information he can use to figure out exactly how they want to hit this site. The smoke's going to go out. Flashbang as well. They have blocked off the right side of this bomb site, but Bolts, here it is. They don't expect him whatsoever. Gets some shots off. Doesn't get any kills. There's Lucas and Zeus, though. Each chime in with one. Down into a one-on-one. Automatic knows he's at the truck and now going back towards CT spot. He can hear all these footsteps into this one-on-one.
And again, his automatic does move his way down. Keep in mind, too, that the X-ray is actually working differently, so if the outline is lighter, he's not going to be able to hear that player at that time. Zeus, though, dropping down, does grab the headshot against automatic. And with that, the Immortals will take control of the second map pistol.
That's really nicely done. I mean, Bolts doesn't necessarily do too much in that position, but he does distract them. He doesn't get any kills, but he just distracts them long enough for Zeus to make his way back, for his teammates to grab the kills. It's just another angle that Cloud9 has to worry about, take their attention away from the other side of the bomb site. So a good pistol round, 1-0. Better start already than they had in the first map. Which was, I mean, you'll remember, it's been a while since that. It was a blowout in the favor of Cloud9. It was 16-5 on Cobblestone if you weren't tuning in. It was a complete wash, so Immortals had plenty of time to kind of erase that from their memory, to kind of figure out and get back into the zone for this map too. Phelps has got to be very careful. He's pushed up, doesn't have a lot of ways he can fall back. So he spots out one. Are they aware that Phelps is pushed up in the smoke? That could catch him off guard, but instead they're just going to slink right back to the B bomb site.
And so now, with the members of Cloud9 getting prepped to push their way down in towards B, it's going to leave it all on Bolts to defend. However, he gets flashed on the way into the bomb site, and Lucas, same thing for him. Just grabbed one before being traded out, but Bolts chased down to the pit. It is literally the same story. One and done, and Shroud, nicely played. Just gets Phelps walking right into the deagle headshot there as he tries to push towards construction, leaving it down to just Zeus and Henny for the retake on the CT side now.
Yeah, and Cloud9 has complete control of water behind this bomb site. This retake is going to be so difficult. Zeus sees one. He knows one is to his right. That's going to be Stewie spamming through the wall. Zeus is going to try and find this one-on-one, but working around this pillar, Shroud is playing this so perfectly. Almost gets caught out there, but recovers in time. Zeus is taking fire from two different locations. Ooh, almost lands that onto Stewie. Unfortunately, he doesn't have a kit, or else he could stick this. Unfortunately, he's going to have to go for this kill. Very low HP, but he gets it. Can he find a kit and get back to it in time? He can't. The bomb's already ticked way too far. And with this low HP, I think he's even going to lose the M4 when this bomb explodes. And he does. So Cloud9, the second round bye works out for him. They swarm into that B bomb site, and Immortals cannot retake it in time.
Leaving no survivors in their path as well. So forcing Immortals immediately back down onto an eco round. However, it's not going to be as we would expect. They're going to go aggressive about this. They want to seek revenge against Cloud9 and try to win out this economy game as they force into this round as well, which includes a scout on Henny and the rest going for P250 buys. Now Cloud9, though, armed to the teeth, full rifles with the exception of automatic, picking up the UMP.
Stewie and Shroud in the underpass just watching for any aggression. This is where a lot of times you'll see the CT teams, whether it's pushing downstairs with the scout, trying to get a long-range kill, opening up the door, trying to swing in. I mean, just all across the map, Cloud9 being very cautious, very passive. Don't want to return the favor to Immortals by giving up a force buy round. Still yet to decide where to go. They don't have any Molotovs to really clear out positions. They have plenty of smokes, plenty of flashbangs to use when they do decide where to go. It's all about minimizing the amount of losses they might have as they work their way to a bomb site. Zeus is kind of an X factor here in this stairwell. Although Shroud peering over the top of that smoke, I think he surprises Zeus with how well he can see him. Phelps is going to try and help him retreat, but it might be a lost cause. Nice tag with the scout from Henny. Can't get the kill. It does on the second shot, and he's actually still got decent amount of health. Stewie's very, very close up, and he can't land that. He had to take the fight, and he had no opportunity to really fall back at that point. Zeus is still alive on Stairwell, though. They have not cleared him out of that position. They know this. But if he's able to just bide his time and sit in there, he could find a very, very good opportunity in the future.
Just waiting it out right now, but Phelps, nice surprise for him, but he still manages to hold the line anyway against Automatic. As the arms of Cloud9 continue to fall against just pistols right now. They're trying to take it slower on an approach up, running towards A long. But they've got a long way to go to get into this site, and Immortals are here waiting for them.
Zeus is wrapping around as well. I mean, this is a very, very weak attack that Cloud9 is putting in. They're about to get hit from behind. When does he pounce? Stewie and Shroud with a kill each, but Zeus didn't pressure that issue on the flank. So the bomb is going to get planted, and Cloud9's getting away with one. They almost line up for Phelps, but he can't get that kill. And now it's just down to Zeus. Finally, he's gotten into the action, but might just be too little, too late. Cloud9 with 3 players alive to just the one of Immortals. They're going to get that second round, and they're very fortunate to get out of this round with a win, actually. That early portion of the anti-eco from Cloud9 was very weak. A couple players fall down with no response, separated from their team, so nicely done from Cloud9 to recover.
So Cloud9 get to keep themselves now, and it was looking great at a certain point there for Immortals to just close it outright, but they lose the wrist forced buy-up. And now because of that, we will see them having to go into this round with probably just minimal investment. Default pistols for the most part, a single flash on Zeus, not really anything, and they've even gone for a risk on this one too with a 5-man stack towards the bathrooms. So Cloud9, assuming they still head over here towards the B site, they're just going to walk right in. Not the best molly from Shroud, but...
I think that just bounced off a weird angle of that fire extinguisher. That's unlucky for Shroud, but doesn't really matter too much. They already have the B bomb site, no big deal. They know it's a stack over towards A. And now it's all about just shoring up their flanks, make sure that Immortals isn't pushing through T-spawn to go for some exit kills. Cloud9's basically just got to figure out where they want to retreat for this bomb, and actually nothing is just going to make some extra money. This Mac 10's got him 2 kills, pulls out the Glock, goes for the pistol whip, and he gets it. 3 kills for him. That eliminates a lot of the danger that Immortals would have had. Ooh, so that's fun. Yeah.
You can see nothing, getting some frags there. As Cloud9 get to dart ahead here.
That's like the reverse replay. It's sick.
Give a little bit of a remix to it, Moses.
Yeah, and there's Stewie cleaning up the last 2. Basically just showing off those new USP sounds there at the end. But the op does come out from Henny. Important to note, I mean, we talked a lot about, or not a lot, but we talked a little bit about his opping in the pregame of the first map. He was very, very ineffective on Cobble, although to be fair, pretty much everyone on Immortals was ineffective on Cobble. So hopefully on this map, and I think this map is secretly a very good mapper for oppers. You wouldn't necessarily think so because it's not too many wide angles, but if you're a mobile opper like Henny, if you like to just take these aggressive peeks, there's a lot of different ways you can be extremely effective and a huge annoyance. And here's that trademark aggression from Stewie, how quickly he's getting up towards sandbags, and he finds the kill onto bolts, goes for a second one, and it's Automatic who can now pressure onto this B bomb site. That was Lucas who was stuck at the Toxic Barrier, but with the 1-man advantage, Cloud9 just kind of shies away, happy to take a 5-on-4 into the mid-round.
The rest of them here now too. Phelps winning his way in the bathroom. He should be able to hear these players shifting their way out from the connector, so he knows there's a presence just outside, but look at Phelps, swipes on his Cadoodle, almost grabs the second on Stewie. However, he will have a nice recovery to be able to take him down in a 1-for-1 trade, leaving Immortals overall very weak. The 3 remaining players spread across the map here, and I think Cloud9 knows it, so they're going to instead head back down that connector. It turns into a B hit instead, with nothing really just acting as a distraction, with the 2 here positioned on A currently.
This position from Henny with the AWP is a little bit curious. Getting aggressive. Nothing. Oh, is almost able to find that kill onto Zeus, but just barely misses. There's the kill from Henny out in the open, but the hit is going to come into this B bomb site. Automatic, a nice jump peek. Using the sewer to make him, cause him to land earlier. Hits that ceiling and just falls down, and that's an unexpected speed with which that peek comes out. Zeus and Henny. Looks like they're just going to fall back and concede this. Zeus only has 20 HP. They have no kits and no utility. So another nice round from Cloud9. It's going to be 4-1 as Immortals concede the round.
Cloud9 will again be able to run away with this first gun run, and for the Immortals, it seems like trouble is brewing very early on here. This has been somewhat, at least in their own history, it's a bit surprising because of the fact of how dominant their sort of sister team SK tends to be on this map. But when we look at their own performance here, it's been, at least in my eyes, it's been fairly hit or miss. So it seems like a lot of that sort of strength that we see from SK hasn't transferred very well to this team. So this is going to have to be something that I imagine will come with time as the team gets more comfortable with themselves and obviously gains now a lot more experience being able to play here in this online league.
Yeah, I mean, Immortals at the moment, I mean, they do, which is surprising to see. You have to attribute some of this, some of these slow starts. Hopefully this one doesn't snowball out of control the way that Cobble did, but some of these slow starts you got to attribute to this break. Because this is a team that, you know, obviously wins DreamHack Summer beating teams like Godsent, the older Godsent, not this new Fnatic lineup. And also NIP, and they also beat Virtus Pro in a best-of-5. So, I mean, this is a team that has a lot of experience playing against some of the best teams in the world. Just coming out flat here in some of these matches against Cloud9. Lucas taps away, goes for more, which gives Stewie the equalizer. It's now down to a 4-on-4. Phelps is pretty aggressive. He does have Henny, you know, halfway up bathrooms with the AWP to support. But pretty soon he's going to have to fall back. Instead, looked like Phelps was going to go down those stairs. Might have been able to fight Shroud in that case. But either way, Cloud9 still very split up at the moment. 4 players in 4 different locations. So looking to see if there's going to be any delayed aggression from Immortals to try and find some intel and maybe punish that kind of a play. And they have not decided where they want to end up in this round.
And so now with the rest of Immortals still kind of having a bit of a wedge driven here between the players that are trying to work their way up connector at the very least. Having both Henny along with Phelps here, Stewie is going to try to throw a wrench in the workings of the defense here from Immortals as he wraps around, but it's seen by Henny, takes him down, and the rest of the team is just going to be happy with working their way onto the B site instead. But even this is somewhat seen now. This is going to be a very predictable strat, so as they move in, it's not looking very well organized by Cloud9 at all, though Skadoodle grabs that nice shot through the smoke. Unfortunately for Bolts, firing off a little bit too soon there. Now Zeus will try to hold, but Skadoodle again, at the moment, just saving this round single-handedly for Cloud9. Moves in, he'll find the plant. Shroud defending it, but he's got to be careful of construction because he moves in for free. That's Phelps the first pickup against Skadoodle. And now it's just Shroud trying to hide underneath the tracks, but he's going to eat that flashbang. Has to fall back and away from this now. He has a good response flash against Henny. But still, he's got to be able to hold off at least one of these frags here. Looking for that first one. That spray is going to be messy. Has to back away. And again, another pop flash way over on top. Doesn't connect on anyone at all, but there's a quick headshot, and he follows it up with the second one. Big clutch from Shroud, and that gives Cloud9 yet another round. That
is dirty from Shroud, and I was just thinking as I'm watching that's the exact fight that Shroud likes to take. So many different ways you can ensure that you're fighting at a headshot angle. With the precision of Shroud, you can see how deadly it is. Really, really sick stuff. I mean, great entries from Skadoodle, and Shroud's there to just clean everything up. Just pistols now for the Immortal side. Can I request to hop onto Bolts or Lucas? I want to hear this new Deagle sound. Someone told me it sounds like a rocket launcher.
The Deagle sound changed?
Yeah.
I thought it was just the default pistol sounds. Alright, let's be quiet.
So excited.
Oh my god!
It does sound powerful. Not that the Deagle already didn't sound powerful, but either way, it's not doing anything here. They do get wiped out by Cloud9. Phelps adds that kill on a Shroud at the end, but 4-on-1, and they know exactly where he is. Can't expect too much more out of him. Flash out of the smoke, although he blinds himself as well as his opponents, and somehow everyone just kind of runs away until that shot rings out. Nothing's low HP, but he should be able to clean that up, especially because Phelps did not have his gun out during the peak.
So Cloud9 again, looking strong, not looking like we're going to see, at least at this point, not like the defense is very, very solid at all from the Immortal side. I mean, we're seeing some good things from the very least. They're not scared to be a bit more aggressive this time, and they're finding a couple trades here there where, at a certain point in that last map, it just seemed like Cloud9 were running them over. It's remaining competitive. It's just, unfortunately, again, being unable to close out these rounds, and with Cloud9 just constantly getting the one-man advantage over Immortals so early in the round, they can never seem to make up for it later on there. Cloud9 going for another fairly direct strat, all 5 players working their way towards the A bomb set with a few already primed to push in towards Monster. They'll be held back by the nades, and this nade's actually going to be perfect. Look at how much damage that's done. Lucas and Bolts kill 2 of them, although a quick trade comes up from Automatic. He's down at 9 HP, so he's got to be careful, and the small top should delay them for a few more seconds.
Yeah, and it's done. It's exactly done its job. Phelps is now pushed up towards sandbags. I mean, there's so many angles. There's some of these flanks are going to come in. There's even actually 2 players coming out of those sewers. Zeus is there to back up Phelps if he were to fall. And although Lucas just burns alive, Automatic finds him, so maybe a little bit blind. And look how patient Cloud9 is being. They've just set up a line on this ramp. They're waiting for any more peaks. They know someone's going to, I mean, Henny up top with the AW, he could try and find someone, and Phelps is just waiting for the bomb to get planted. Only 2 flashbangs on Cloud9 as well, so this is going to be a little bit tough for them to safely get this bomb down.
And again, waiting for that attempt get themselves behind the safe plant position. And even if they successfully get back there, Phelps has the opportunity to peek back out and shut down a player here too. So now, and he moves in. And we can see again, there's still that hesitance from Cloud9. They don't want to move in. They're very passive about this. They don't have any utility left. They've got to go for this very soon. 30 seconds on the clock. They're right next to the site though. When Automatic does start to creep forward, gets himself behind the position, just crouching under it. He'll find the plant spot. However, we see that peak moving out from Phelps, and it actually looks like it's planted on the other side of the safe plant position.
Yeah, I mean, doing that to cover from Catwalk, it works perfectly either way. It's a 2-on-3. Skidoodle misses that shot. That would have been a huge one to hit. Phelps is going to drop him. It's all on Stewie. This is a crazy wraparound, but Henny predicts it. Smart play from Henny to check his back. Because if he falls there, Stewie's got a real shot at winning that round because that plant is exactly for him. So clever play from Cloud9 to give themselves a chance in this round. But it does eventually get shut down. So Immortals put 2 on the board, but now they're in that situation. Can't get reset. They've got to be able to string some together. They need to be able to build up a bank to survive some of the losses in these rounds.
And again, we'll go into things here. Cloud9 still building up their own bank, so no trouble with the rebuy from them. Let's take a look at what kind of strat they're going to be throwing at it this time. Was very direct in that last 8th round there. Pretty much just sent everybody down to the B bomb site. Ended up waiting a lot longer than they expected because there was some nice trades coming out from the Immortals, but at the end of the day, they would dominate the playing field because they ran out of utility before they even got to the site. So this time it's held back. They push most of their players over here towards Playground, although they do have Automatic, as we can see now, just inside of water there on the other edge of it. And beyond this, Shroud's the only one else that's deviating from the usual strat here and is pushing his way through Connector, trying to open things up for his team.
That's a good Molotov. Shroud's going to push right through it, though. That's a critical kill. That's the offer down as well. And a flashbang, Stewie gets a free one there onto Zeus, who's completely blind. Phelps going to work his way through the smoke, and I don't think Cloud9's going to expect this, knowing they've killed 2 players who are aggressive. Phelps could actually do massive damage here, but can he do enough to equalize this? Because it's already down very, very low, and he can't. I mean, this is brutal. He gets the 1 kill. He has a perfect play behind him, but it just takes a little bit too long to come to fruition. Thankfully, Lucas has got 1, but Phelps just can't live long enough. Eventually burns alive, and Lucas has to just bail out. He can't even go for this whatsoever, so Cloud9, great job punishing that aggression in bathrooms from Immortals. It's going to be a 7th for them.
And that trade of rounds is just going to completely empty out the cash for the majority of the Immortals, more than likely just going directly back onto an eco. This will be probably another save unless they really want to risk it on having about 3 rifles in the mix there. As obviously if Lucas survives, we still have his.
I imagine they'll buy, because I think...
They could get 3 rifles.
This would be sketchy, though. Yeah, this would be rough. It's entirely possible, but I mean, either way, they have to get into a situation now. I mean, it's still not out of control to the point where they've already lost the map. Not like the first half of Cobblestone, essentially. But the next time they win a round, they have to go on a streak. So they have to make sure that, I mean, they can't just be thinking about buying because they can afford it this round. They have to make sure that moving forward, they can start stringing these rounds together, because one more reset in this half, and that's when it starts to get to the point where it's unreachable. So they are going to buy. Pretty risky. Bolts is going to be on the 5.7, and Henny as well, just on a P250. So 3 rifles, 2 kits, okay amount of utility in terms of smokes and Molotovs. But this is going to be a bit rough for him, and it looks like Cloud9, they know if it is a buy that the economy is low, it's going to be light on utility, so they're going to try and take advantage of this.
And again, they push out directly here too. Zeus also looking for some pickups here. Bit rough. He does dink Stewie down to just about 12 HP. A Molotov's around the corner. Bolts finally manages to finish off Stewie, though, with an A that's tossed back in. But trades continue for Cloud9, and they've gotten a dangerous amount of control of the B set already. Immortals are trying to rotate in to adjust for this, but they've already been boxed out of the site. And what? Bolts jumping up on top of the smoke, finds Shroud, and that'll be the bomb going onto the ground all of a sudden.
Yeah, why not? Why not? Molotov out towards Sandbags, clear out of that spot. Nothing is doing some work as well. 2 players still over towards short. That Molotov is not preventing the peak. And I think they also know 1 is up above. Now, I think they heard the shots ring out. That's Henny. But still, I mean, much like the previous rounds, we see Cloud9, they have taken over this B bomb site essentially, but they're just being very, very patient, seeing if they can get 1 more kill, a little bit more secure in planting the bomb and playing the retake.
Bolts again just hiding behind that construction area. Nothing wants to investigate. The timing doesn't work out, and Bolts tries to get lucky again, but won't find it this time. Nothing shuts him out of the picture. As Lucas rotates in, he's got to trade for this one. 2 more to go, though, as things have evened out. 30 seconds still left for Cloud9 to try and get that bomb onto the ground. They've got site control, but it's not very well secure. Automatic trying to push his way up, and as is Skidoodle, and he's going to be able to hear this. He knows that they're rotating all of a sudden, and he's already adjusted Lucas around too. He works his way up through Connector, but Henny, you got to hold off. And unfortunately, he's not going to do that. Automatic will take down Henny, leaving only Lucas to try and clutch this.
Yeah, and it's going to be a tough time. One smoke. He's got to find two. Automatic is going to be out towards Bank. Skidoodle's still inside the bomb site right behind the truck. That's an off angle. Lucas doesn't check it, so Skidoodle does a little bit of damage. Working his way to the site. Lucas trying to find something. Gets that first headshot. Goes for the jump. It's not going to work out. Oh, but he dinks in that. Looks like it was right through the wall. He has a kit. He can stick this, and actually I think he's going to get it. Automatic trying to spray through. 1 second left, and he does grab it. Miraculous win from Lucas. Even gets the kill at the end. That's a third round, and that's huge for them to win, but like I mentioned earlier, now they have to follow up with this, and because that was a very, very tight buy for Immortals, they do have an AWP on the board, but Zeus is going to be on a shotgun. They have a couple FAMASes out. They're going to be a little bit hurt in terms of utility, only one kit. And this is now the real danger round, is stringing them together, winning 2 in a row, not getting reset here.
As Cloud9 go right back onto the buy, and they're bringing the firepower this time. A double op setup from Skidoodle and Stewie. And Shroud, of course, wasting no time getting himself into the lower tunnels. The rest of the team spread up into a default this time around, but Shroud already pressing forward, might find himself in a battle with Zeus in just a couple of seconds. Bit of a battle of chicken at this point, but the flashbang rings true, and it's Zeus that wins the initial push there. Stewie does trade it, but Luke is finding another one. Automatic picks up an additional kill for Cloud9, and now they're out on the B bomb site, but this is not where the bomb is heading towards.
Yeah, and you could see it looked like Nothing wanted to make the decision to lurk a little bit, but Automatic's just calling them all over. He's saying, I have the B bomb site. All you have to do is watch for short sewers for someone to be aggressive. And now Automatic has taken a very, very forward position. So he has control of water, which is the critical portion of this map to hold. And still, Henny is over towards Bathroom. Phelps is the long flank by T-Spawn. And Nothing seems to be keeping his eye on this. It is going to come down towards timing. Phelps, he is clearing it. Is he going to clear it all the way? Nothing's going to spot him for us. That's a nice shot. That's huge. Zeus smoking off short. It's now a 2-on-3 retake.
Zeus again is going to be in himself with a battle against Skidoodle there, but he misses the first shot. Now they know where he's hiding out from. He also spots Automatic there around the corner too, but Automatic will be the one that takes him down. And he with a nice follow-up shot, tries to combo it into 2, but Nothing gets himself safely behind the pole and is waiting for a repeak now. Saw the foot on the right side, but we've seen Nothing play with his opponents back on the last map too. And while all this time was being wasted, Automatic was able to readjust towards Toxic and just grab an easy headshot to close out the round.
And that's the reset. This is the brutal portion of that buy they did just a couple of rounds ago. There's not a whole lot they could bring to the table in this last round that just got played out. So it's going to be back onto pistols, and because it's a hard reset, because it's a double save, you can see Immortals, desperate times. Upgraded pistols, armor, no kits, very light on nades as well, so another big advantage in this round for Cloud9.
And Cloud9 wasting no time trying to get their players towards these sites once again, just to start to make some noise, if anything. Skidoodle just outside of construction there in water, and Automatic creeping up to look for players towards Toxic. Peeked at first, switches his gun, and that's going to kill him. Zeus is allowed to wrap on that short corner there, takes out Automatic. They've got the edge. Now they've got to build upon this as the rest of Cloud9 is still primed to explode it onto the site. However, there are just 4 players waiting for Immortals here. Stewie picks up that first one, more on the way, and there we go. Skidoodle's getting to chime in here too. A lot of damage being done, but Bolts did trade out an additional kill, and Phelps rolling out their connector too. Again, gives the man advantage back over to Immortals, but they did allow the bomb to escape. It's in the hands of Shroud, and him and Nothing are going to head up towards the playground. Yeah,
Cloud9 are going to readjust over towards the A side. This is going to give time for Immortals to push forward and try and salvage some weapons. All they've been able to find right now is a MAC-10 and that UMP. Phelps is back at the A bomb site, and Nothing and Shroud have slowed things down. So giving time for Phelps to find a new position. But the range with these AK-47s, if they spot Phelps, this is a position he can't really fall back from. So he'd be boxed in, but he's pushing forward. So he's basically either going to go all the way behind, or if he hears this plant while he's still here, he'll have an opportunity to come from an angle they might not be expecting. Either way, Phelps has no intel for his teammates, so they're sticking over at the B bomb site. So plenty of time now for Cloud9 to plant and get into good positioning.
2 of them up on the A bomb site, and as you mentioned, there is plenty of time to be wasted here as Phelps is still rotating over, as are his 2 other teammates down on the B bomb site, and they're not even that well armed at this point either, just with SMGs that they've managed to scavenge together. However, Phelps, out of his first one for free, completely catches Shroud off guard. Nothing's trying to move in to find the quick trade, but that smoke is now blocking it, tossed out by the CTs themselves. The other 2 are also on the way, and Nothing can't connect onto any of them because it gets dinked. Looks like through the wall for a second there, for a nice swipe, but Bolts, the assistance of Phelps, who was leaping over from the entrance to long, they do shut down Cloud9, and it will lead into a 4th round for the Immortals.
Yeah, good job with these pistols to make it work. 4 rounds for them. They've been trading rounds in these last 4. Now they're going to be able to pretty decent buy, especially with 2 AK-47 salvage. They should have plenty of nades to utilize in this. But Cloud9 still has another buy in him. Op comes out on a Skadoodle AK-47. Shroud only has a MAC-10. He'll more than likely be the one leading the way into bomb sites. And have the AK-47s there for the trade kills in the late round.
So as Cloud9, again, shuffles their way out over here towards the top, the approach to the A site over here on Upper Park. Phelps holds an aggressive position with a smoke covering him from the right side here, so won't be spotted by C9 just yet. But they do have to be careful with Shroud working his own way through the connector right now and spotting himself because he does not have any coverage. It's basically Phelps sitting on his lonesome there. The nearest support he's going to have will come from Henny, but that's way over on long.
This is very aggressive. I mean, and there's a timer on that as well as that smoke is still up. Henny's going to get blocked off, and you could see as soon as Henny calls that smoke coming in, Phelps just bails out, but Shroud with a pistol finds bolts. That's a big kill, opening kill, and now he readjusts, comes up the stairwell, and mollies himself off. But still, Phelps is here. He's still being aggressive, and he's so caught out. He could be so caught out in the open. This is a very aggressive stance. Stewie's going to pick off Henny over at long. Phelps gets dinked, and he has to go downstairs to bail out. So this leaves the A bomb site very susceptible if Cloud9 picks up the pace. But this timing, it is going to be down to Automatic, who's lurking over towards the B bomb site. When is he going to pick his moment to push forward?
And so for Cloud9 here, trying to regroup and trying to figure out where they want to take this. Here's the thing, though. If they rotate back down, and Phelps isn't caught out initially here, he could do some massive damage. However, swings a bit wide. And with that, Skadoodle will have a much easier time taking him down with just the pistol. Automatic still has control of the backtracks, but there's only 23 seconds. They do not have any time to waste here. And if Immortals plays this aggressively enough, they can stop the plan outright. There's Lucas pushing forward. All of a sudden, Automatic is going to be down on the ground. Stewie spots the shadow there, so Lucas picks up another free kill. And for Zeus and Lucas here, this is an easy hold now. 9 seconds left. If they force the plant, they're going to be dead men. However, nothing surprised from up top, so it may turn it around. Zeus stuck in the cubby. Can't stop the plan from happening. And Skadoodle's going to flash this out. Doesn't really connect all that well. The Molotov, though, he's going to press it forward, and he even spots it. So Skadoodle closes things out. Cloud9 and the Immortals continue to trade rounds back to back to back for the past 6 rounds at this point. We haven't seen a single team win more than a single round in a row. But at the moment, because of the fact that we saw Cloud9 win so many rounds that they did in a row, they still hold a pretty big lead over the Immortals. Yeah, and I mean, Cloud9's going to love these trades. It's working out in their favor because they are already at the rounds that they need on the T side of Overpass, and they haven't had to save yet. It's all been the Immortal side getting punished by this CT economy. Another force buy comes out, all 5.7s. Little bit of utility. I mean, they won a round like this just a little bit ago. Automatic aggressive has already taken control of short sewers outside the door. And they've actually pushed all the way up through monsters. I don't think Automatic's going to be aware of this. He's going to fall here pretty soon. There's Bolts to find him. Now it's on Shroud, who says if Bolts is willing to push through that avenue, more than likely someone's going to be wrapping around through T-spawn pretty soon. Shroud again working his way up here to try and find Zeus. There's somebody waiting around the corner here, but more strikes coming up from the Immortal side. Finally, there is a kill for the Cloud9 roster. Nothing also finding another one here near the bathrooms. He combos it into a second against Henny. Lucas and Bolts, the 2 remaining players now, focusing on the A bomb site. And Cloud9 still a bit unsure as to whether they want to take this themselves. Just playing it slowly, playing it out in the open, wanting to punish any more over-aggressive mistakes from the Immortal side. And there's nothing catching another one there. A player peeks out. However, they are able to capitalize on it as Lucas wraps around towards the semi-truck and has punished nothing from the other angle. Yeah, but it's unfortunate because nothing's all on his own, so he's got no one to back him up to protect against that kind of a peak. And also, since everyone's spread out still, with Shroud, all the way back towards T-spawn, heavily injured. I mean, even though nothing finds the intel, if there's 2 players at A, there's not enough time for them to actually decisively take the B bomb site while they're both there. Plenty of time for Bolts to get back. So now, I mean, they can go to these bomb sites, and it's going to be a 2-on-1 essentially wherever they go. But just barely. Shroud can just fall off a stair and he'll die. And now it's him all alone in a 1-on-2. Lucas cleans them both up. So again, Immortals with all pistols win this round. And the trades will continue. We're up to 7 rounds now, where we haven't seen a team win more than a single round in a row. And this trend does have the possibility to continue all the way up to the end of the half, with Cloud9 again forcing up here, obviously, at the last round. Immortals, for the first time in quite a while, they do have the big advantage. Only seeing one real major downgrade, that being on Zeus, having to go for the shotgun. Bolts downgrading through FAMAS, but that's not too big of a deal. And the rest, obviously, with the ops, M4s, and so on. Yeah, this is going to be more aggressive than Immortals is used to. Thankfully, Phelps has been playing this very close up behind this smoke pretty much this whole half. This is the first time it really comes to any great benefit to Immortals.
And Zeus cleaning things up with the shotgun. It's a 1-on-5, and barely anyone on Immortals has taken damage. So it is going to be a 6-9 half. Cloud9 get out to a hot start, and the trading of the rounds at the end, I mean, it at least lets Immortals close the gap, but it's going to be a tall task into the second half.
All right, guys, so we'll be right back in just a moment with half number 2.
He's going to get the one kill in that bomb coming onto the side. FNX has to stay up. Oh, he gets the triple FNX. Oh my god, what a way to win that round. They don't have a smoke for this overstill. Oh,
ESL Pro League is brought to you in part by Logitech G, Pay Safeguard, TheScoreEsports.com, Mountain Dew, and ESEA.
All right, guys, we are back, and we are ready to jump into the second half of our second map between Cloud9 and the Immortals. Cloud9 looking strong again, but maybe not as strong as we saw back on Cobblestone, finally struggling a little bit, and the guys from Immortals finally getting their foot under the ground a bit here.
Well, yeah, a little
certain
bit.
degree.
I mean, not able to string any rounds together, which is a still worrying sign. And also, the rounds they won were mostly with, I mean, they won 2 rounds with 5.7s with pistols. They're doing better on some of these pistol rounds than they are. And they did win the pistol in that half. So, I mean, they're doing better with pistols than they are with the actual rifles.
We saw that a little bit from Liquid last night, too. It was kind of a thing that they were struggling with. It seems like Cloud9, again, just seems very prominent now, or very dominant to a certain degree on their gun rounds.
Yeah, I will say, though, as what we saw from Cloud9 yesterday and even earlier tonight on Cobble, they look good. Dust 2, they looked pretty intelligent as well. Overpass, they don't look as polished, which is something they'll have to address going forward. This seems like there were a lot of rounds, especially against the pistols, where they just felt like just players splitting up too much, not able to trade frag in those kind of scenarios. So getting a little bit less coordinated in terms of the teamwork, in terms of making sure you always have someone to trade with when you're taking the early battles, and that's kind of what causes them to lose against those 5.7s, is just getting whittled down on the extremities of your offense, and then eventually you just have no real options to go.
All right, guys, well, we're back into the action now. Immortals on the T side and Cloud9 onto the CT side. As in the Immortals going for a 3-2 split initially, but pretty decisively, this is still going to be leaning towards a B hit, and Cloud9 should know it as well. With Automatic not being pressured at all, he's able to push in, grab all that intel. However, the site take is not going to slow it at all. Henny just waltzing right in, already going for the plan. He gets tagged a little bit there, but Bolts finds the kill, as does Lucas. They followed up. Cloud9 trying to force their way back in, but it's not going to help that they've already lost 2 of their own players, which are needing to do this job. Shroud, nobody's punishing him, back by CT Cubby, walks up. It doesn't give Stewie the room to find the kill against Bolts here in the pit. They've got 4 more to go, though. Automatic does have a kit in hand, and he's picked up a kill, as has Stewie, but the trades continue as Phelps forges forward with another one here. And Automatic trying to jump onto the bomb. His teammate going to buy him some time, but he's got to be careful with the peek. Nicely picked up by Shroud, and look at this, they're playing it together. The guys from the Immortals, they can't even get back into the site when they finally do. Shroud shuts them all down, and Cloud9 gets to keep the second half pistol.
That first kill from Shroud wins the round. When an Automatic is sticking this, he's exposed. Nothing's got to be a little bit bummed out that he can't get the diffuser. And this is just, that was fast. I actually noticed I started talking faster while I was watching that, and I was like, oh god, losing control.
Please stop the replay.
Oh boy. All right, well, I mean, Immortals, unfortunately, they lose that round. It looked like they had all the advantages. No armor. They do have the plant, so you'd expect that third round buy to come in when they can get AK-47s a little bit earlier. Bolts is going to try and find something, and he does see Automatic jumping up far away, but can't land any damage. Stewie with the ump. He's going to be the first one to run into Phelps. Phelps is actually a little bit closer than he's expecting. Stewie might fall here for free. And oh, what is this? That is so unfortunate. Instead, it's Stewie with 2. Phelps has to hit those.
Skadoodle now waiting for the press onto the A-bomb site. Does light up one of them. Henny down to 77. Doesn't get the full kill, but Automatic definitely knows he's hiding out there, so no surprises at all for Cloud9 on this round. At the moment, it's looking like all 5 are going to survive, unless Bolts can hide out and catch somebody. It's a little bit aggressive hunting him down.
Yeah, no reason to really do that. Although, I mean, Stewie with the UMP, the only one who's really going to be able to get bonus money if he gets a kill. He's the one on the front line trying to see if he can spot him out first. But Automatic cleans him out 11-6, and here's going to come that third round bye.
Again, we can see that unfortunate turn of events there where Stewie picks up the first 2 kills. And everything just kind of falls away after that one. Could have been a completely different start, and we might have seen at least a little bit of impact from the Immortals in that round, bringing the economy down, but it was not meant to be. And because of that, Cloud9 get away scot-free. However, the Immortals, with them being able to find the plant on the first round, second round wasn't too big of a concern. This is where they're going to invest big. But without that second plant, they're not left with a whole lot of utility to get into their site of choice.
Stewie inside the smoke. Shroud's going to have a lot of pressure put on him. Nothing gets found out. Phelps and Lucas each grabbing some kills, so quickly this B bomb site is lost, and Stewie's trying to find an AK-47, something he can use. It's a FAMAS instead. 2 on 4, and if Scoodle can land a decent shot and just get 1 kill, that might provide Stewie an opportunity to go for this, but for now, Stewie's just sitting back. He's got the AK-47, and in fact now he's just full-blown retreating. So Cloud9 going to seed this third round. Immortals with a very, very aggressive take. And actually, I mean, even Cloud9, you saw a couple players messing around with these smokes early on, and they get punished for it. So it's going to be 11-7 after all is said and done. Cloud9 shouldn't really have any issue buying into the next round, especially because Stewie can drop over the AK-47 if needed. He'll have plenty of money. So the chance here for Cloud9 to stop their momentum of Immortals before it really gets started. And this isn't a bad call by Immortals, not chasing down these kills. They have to establish their economy before they can really afford to do that.
Yep, so Cloud9 will get away basically for free there at the end of the round, but Immortals, at the very least, again, we see some good signs of them on the C side, winning out the gun run at the very least, not really being reliant on their ecos as it almost seemed to be, was dependent for them back on the last half. Now, let's see if they can actually keep it together. For multiple rounds, you said was the big concern back when they were on CT side.
So Stewie could have dropped 2 M4s, but instead he goes for the AWP. So he's going to have to do a big job here. He pushes up. He's going to come downstairs. I don't think he's going to find anyone, at least immediately. The majority of Immortals just going straight towards that B bomb site. 4 players here for Cloud9 because Stewie has seen absolutely nothing. No reason for any of them to leave this B bomb site. This is going to be tough, but no one's watching short. Shroud's going to have an off angle. Flashbang comes out. He does land that 1 kill, but he's damaged heavily. Got to try and hold on a little bit longer. The Molotovs are going to force some Automatic back in the water. There's the Scout finally coming into play before Henny and Lucas respond and really take control of this site.
Skadoodle just trying to tap away, hoping he can find somebody peeking out there, but there's a lot of grenades coming his way, so he does it to move out. However, there's nobody watching the pit approach. Stewie finds one, a second one, and these are both just free kills. There's no resistance at all. Zeus was caught with a nade in hand. All of a sudden, Henny, he's boxed out here. Molotov's outside of it. Good job, though, in holding back on this, but he needs to move into the site. Is this being defused? And he can't do anything to stop it. As he moves in, it's way too late. He brings the diffuser down to 25 HP, but immediately after that, Stewie just rolls right up and grabs the drive-by headshot. It's Cloud9 pick up a 12.
Yeah, what a play from Stewie. Look at this aggression. I mean, this is just a little bit of miscommunication. No one watching that enough, and then Zeus just, I mean, when Stewie stops there, it's a little bit lucky, just barely sticking out around the edge of that pillar. So 12-7 after the 3 kills on the retake from Stewie. He's dropped the op over to Skadoodle, though. Specialist. He's like, oh, win us the 1 round and pass it on over to Skadoodle, the main opper. But another buy coming out for Immortals.
As they do, again, take their time about this. Since this is getting to a very delicate situation here with Cloud9 growing closer and closer to 16 rounds. They want to take it a bit slower here, not wanting to rush things too much, especially on these few buy rounds they may still have left to be able to bring themselves back into the game. At the same time, however, Cloud9 also really not exercising anything too aggressive at this point. They're all just sticking onto the site. No one's really moved out towards bathroom to investigate there. Nobody pushing out either the tunnels on the B side either, or even really jump peeking it. They're just holding back, waiting for a hit to come in on either site.
This is kind of like a very good example of the difference in opping between Stewie and Skadoodle, because last round Stewie had the AWP, and you could see he just pushed up all on his own, right down the stairs, got all the information, was aggressive. Cloud9 knew they could keep the stack of 4 players over at the B bomb site. This time with Skadoodle, a little bit more passive of an opper, likes to just find his angles and just dominate at that angle. And here, very early on in this round, they went all the way back towards that A bomb, so they gave up a lot of space to the Immortal side, who haven't really taken advantage of it quite yet.
Phelps starts to press forward here now, wanting to investigate beyond the smoke if he can see anything here, but it's not the case. It's a perfect smoke. He's going to have to take the risk and push through it if he wants anything. However, there's nobody guarding the long entryway. He's gotten all the way up to the APC now, He could wrap around towards Bank. Stewie's not expecting it. There's the first one. He can see the rifle for Skadoodle. It brings him down to 31 HP. He's also going to try to toss the smoke into the bank area there. Nothing picks up a kill elsewhere on the map. And look at Phelps is chasing these players down. He sees Skadoodle, drops down, shuts him out. Shroud's found some kills down on the B bomb site, but it's far too late. Everything fell apart with this huge flank from Phelps. And even though Automatic's going to find the kill, he's still got a 1v2 with only half of his health.
Well, this Molotov is going to force Henny out of position, or is it a little bit too far? It hasn't spread to hit him quite yet. That's a little bit unfortunate. Looked good. Automatic spots him, though. He backs up into the fire, but he gets away. Flames don't burn all that much. And now at this point, Automatic has dedicated himself enough to where he's basically got to go for this retake. But Henny and Bolts are playing so far passively that there's no chance for him. Nicely played from Immortals in that round. Nice job by Phelps as well, and I mean that's a little bit, that's what happens when you just play it so passive the whole round. I mean, barely anyone peeking out towards long. Phelps is able to get a lot of ground, a lot of respect being given over. And Cloud9 is going to be onto the save, so this is huge for Immortals. This is going to allow them to close up the scoreline a little bit. It's 12-8 right now. Get them a little bit closer, and every reset of the economy on the CT side, if they can continue to punish that the way theirs was in the first half, and this very easily could turn into a close battle as we go down.
Cloud9 putting a lot of aggression on long A right now. However, there's basically no one investigating it at all from the Immortals side. They've kind of got Henny back watching for it. But he's a lone man, and if all three of these guys should peek it at once, that should be an easy, overwhelming sort of play against Henny to be able to take him down and then try to follow that up with some more. For now, though, the Cloud9 players are being held restraint, and they're waiting to see if anybody else is going to peek from that area. Same thing being done on the B bomb site now as both Nothing and Shroud get ready to line up for a push. But I think Immortals knows something is up here since they'll be on an eco this time. Peeking out, they're trying to be careful about it. Stewie finds that first one, and they just want to toss away the op. He manages to survive it, though, even though Stewie finds 2 kills.
Phelps has to know he has the AWP, but there's nothing he can do. 3 kills for Stewie as he hunts down Phelps. 2 more by Fountain. Nice shot from Lucas. Stewie going for more. It's not going to work out. They're going to be able to retrieve the bomb, and they're also going to throw away a couple guns. Got to be careful, though. And they did just see Nothing jump over, so Nothing also spots them. 35 seconds. They have time to go towards the B bomb site if they do it just now, but they figure why not continue to push forward. Shroud still hasn't rotated over. He's going to be right at the door, and Nothing's going to have to call him over very, very soon.
Nothing again hiding behind the semi-truck now. As you can see, players can hear them too, definitely pushing back in, but those shots gonna completely miss. They know exactly where he's hiding out at now. Tries to flashbang around the corner, connecting some damage, but in the grand scheme of things, it means very little. And Lucas can just pop right back out for the big box and take down Shroud. Another round for the Immortals that they'll walk through, not without taking a whole lot of damage though. We can see this crazy exchange that happened a little bit earlier. Stewie finds a nice kill on Phelps, tries to follow it up with some more, but was eventually gonna go down as Lucas was the one that did it.
Yeah, you can see Nothing there. I mean, valiant effort, just trying to delay as long as humanly possible. Cloud9's going to go for the double save here. So they're going to stay on the pistols, playing it conservative with this lead. Next round, they'll be able to have anything they want, any amount of utility, any amount of weaponry, and look at this, all 5 very close up. Henny gets the first one. They're going to push through this smoke. Phelps has gone through as well. There's Automatic with 1 kill. Can't get a second one, though, as Zeus cleans him out. And now Henny's very aware they could be wrapping around. Skadoodle's just going to come right through, very close up. Lucas grabs that, and Shroud falls shortly after. So nice job by Immortals, containing that aggression, not getting punished by that surprise play.
All of a sudden, it seems like we do have a bit more of a game on our hands here. Cloud9 not able to close out these rounds, struggling to piece together their economy. Now, finally, they're going back onto a bye, so we should see a stronger hold here. But these eco rounds have not been the greatest, and Immortals have been able to build up a bit of a bank on these as well because of the fact that Cloud9 have not been able to upset. So they're on the brink at this point of losing their lead. Should they lose this round, then again, more than likely we'll see Cloud9 shift into another eco, and that could very well be Immortals, apologies, not Luminosity, tying this up at 12 rounds. And there's going to be Phelps moving in, grabs the first kill with an aggressive push against Stewie.
Taste of his own medicine, really, just being aggressive all on his own. He heard the shot at a Skadoodle pushing up towards stairs and knows that, the trend after that. If you get flashed and just take a shot, you're going to fall back after that. Phelps is going to keep that aggression up, though. Out towards long, and they're going to meet up with Automatic. Oh, and the smoke out, that's bad timing, but he recovers. Nice play from Phelps. Coming up huge here in this 23rd round with the 2 opening kills.
Bolt still holding back, making sure that nobody from C9 pushes out towards construction through the smoke itself. Stewie's dead, so it's a bit unlikely, but The rest of Cloud9 has to hold out the remaining push from the Immortals, which is going to be moving into the B side at any second here. It's all just a matter of when. Shroud with a nice guess there does actually bring Zeus down pretty low at 52 HP. Nothing is going to impact though as he's behind the smoke. Grabs two. The third still waiting around the corner. He's going to grab that one as well. The hit's been demolished and Skadoodle just shutting down more of them. The construction push from Bolts goes nowhere. Phelps can see the rifle from Nothing, but he's going to wait for the peak to try and punish it. It doesn't work though. Nothing will grab the final kill. A big round on the 4K from him. And just as it looked like they were about to lose their lead, they keep it going nice and strong.
What a really cool gamble by Cloud9, and Phelps has got to be so frustrated, but Cloud9 here is essentially saying 3 on 5, all 3 players over at the B bomb site. That third kill by Nothing is great as well, because he only got like 5 bullets when he takes that. So really good on him getting those 3 kills, obviously. And Skadoodle's already there in the balcony, and he jumps down to come support. But that's a round that Cloud9 says, if you come to this bomb site, we have a chance. If you don't, we're just going to save these weapons, and you get the round for free. And it's a good gamble. It pays off.
Stewie is going to be pressured out of his aggressive position that he took at the beginning of this round over towards Party, though. As he moves away from it, Immortals players will take their place. And Stewie actually not even really wasting a lot of time on the edge of bathrooms either, falling right back to the site. So the early pressure is good. It's forced them away. However, they don't have any control down here towards water or anything. So unless they should be challenged here, most of C9's members can safely assume that this could turn in at any moment into an A hit.
Running out of utility, though, is this Immortal side. 1 smoke, a couple Molotovs and a flashbang. Phelps is going to try and lurk up towards long. The rest of this hit is going to come in towards the B bomb site. The question is Phelps going to turn into a lurker? Well, I got a Tech 9, and actually he's going to go for this Stewie. Again, how is he giving this so much space repeatedly out towards long? Stewie falls for free. This is going to force rotations on the way back. Although Automatic and Nothing, they realized their mistake. They said we can't just rotate like this right off the bat. It's only 1 person, but Phelps is a 1-man army, holding off everyone from returning into this bomb site despite the flashbang bouncing back in his face. And it's a 4 on 5.
Not going to spot Shroud just yet, and that actually is going to hurt them badly because all of a sudden, that site control gone. Shroud can just push right up the semi here and take more duels. A second kill for him. Nothing finding an additional shutdown. Just Henny and Zeus left alive. Flashbang blinding both players from either team. We see Henny moving in. It takes down Shroud, but Skadoodle also took down an additional player. He's alone with 17 seconds left on the clock. And everybody on Cloud9 stuck behind cover. They're not going to give Henny an inch to work with here, even just playing with him. They know where he's at. A first pickup for him and a fast trade from Skadoodle. Was a 14th round onto the board for C9.
Yeah, this is 2 rounds in a row where Immortals just kind of collapse. I mean, Phelps holds this off as long as humanly possible, but that Shroud comes in, and as soon as he gets that kill, it's just really unfortunate. If Phelps is able to live for just a couple seconds longer as his team works into the site, that kill can be traded, or at least they can prevent Shroud from swinging that wide and getting another kill. It just, the timing of it was just a little bit unfortunate after the great play Phelps has made in the last 2 rounds. Doing everything he can. He's going to be counter-flashed as well. Stewie with the UMP. There's 1 there, but 4 members, 4 Immortals are going to head out towards long A.
Stewie again working his way down the steps here too to try and investigate against Phelps. Was challenged a little bit here a moment ago, but didn't end up finding anything. And in the duel itself, he comes out victorious. The long pressure too. Ooh, timing actually works out great for the Immortals players as Skadoodle unscopes just as they were starting to peek for intel there. However, Skadoodle jumping back over does spot some more of the Immortals guys, but is he going to see them creeping up this close? Well, thankfully they're going to walk right into his scope. So the first one starts off well, but he didn't notice the other 3 of them sneaking in from the other side. Misses the drop away shot. Automatics here, but at the moment, Skadoodle's still on the run from players pushing him down in the bag. Finally, he wins the race. He takes down Bolts, and Shroud is going to finish off the remainders still sitting on that A bomb site.
Last-ditch effort for Immortals. They've got to win 5 straight. It's been a good effort out of them. Phelps and Lucas hit 24 and 23 kills respectively. So I mean, obviously it's better than Cobble was. Stewie's in full carry mode at the moment. 28 and 17. This is a sick match from him. 1 more chance, and this is the tough part for Immortals because these 2 rounds, the first 2 rounds they lost in this 3-round losing streak looked all in their favor at certain points of it. They just haven't been able to hold on. So this is going to be a little bit difficult for them to come back in this.
So now with the Immortals players placing their way just outside. They haven't even moved into short and whatnot yet, so a lot of this early pressure from C9 is at the very least causing some hesitation for the Immortals. They do start to shift down now, and again are just slowly moving their way out here to try and see what they can get in terms of ground to gain, but they've got to be very careful about this, making sure they check all these angles as, again, they've fallen apart very quickly due to flanks that Cloud9 have been allowed to have in the past, but also have been able to take advantage of areas like long and whatnot. It seems this time, though, looking at the positions from the players on C9 on the A site, that they are focusing on that mainly, not necessarily putting as much of a presence on the short entryway from bathrooms.
They've done a good job of at least pushing back any pressure and clearing out these bathrooms. The question is, what are they going to do with it? Running a little bit out of utility. And also, they're going to start running out of time pretty soon. 45 seconds. It looks like they want to throw smokes and flashes to simulate an A hit and just fall back over towards B. See if they can pull a rotation away. It might just work. Phelps again is going to be the one-man army. Stewie, though, coming from behind, he's gonna be able to find out pretty quickly this is not an A hit. Shroud over at B grabs one, and they're stuck now. Immortals have to go for this B hit. Everyone is going to be here for Cloud9, but are they going to be expecting Phelps to come in? He does have one kill. They should know, but they're not aware. And Stewie decides to go the long route. This is where the bomb is. It's down. He can delay this long enough. It's a 2-on-1. Lucas, you only have 10 seconds, and this is not doable. Cloud9 is going to win this. He does get that kill, but Stewie's already bailed out. He knows he can't make it into the site, or can he?
I think he got it.
And Stewie is so incredibly far away. Oh, that is a huge mistake. Lucas has a chance here. He's very low on HP.
I think Stewie even threw his guns away for a second there, too. He had to swerve a little bit on the map. He's picked them up now, obviously, but on the way back in, he's got to move. He doesn't even have a kit in hand either. And look at how much free reign Lucas has been given. He's sitting all the way up at heaven. He's got this red perfectly, just waiting for a construction re-entry, and that's exactly what he's going to get. As Stewie waltzes in, oh no, the timing. Again, Lucas wraps out. Stewie tapping the bomb initially. Keep in mind, 10 seconds. He's got to go out and find this kill. No clue where Lucas is hiding. Time's already gone by. I don't even think he can get this defused at this point. Stewie has thrown this round away. It would have been the game-ending one. All of a sudden becomes salvation for the Immortals. And they get to keep themselves alive for at least one more. Not necessarily in the form of that last player there, but figuratively speaking at least.
It's a glorious death. Going out as a champion. Yeah, I mean, they even had me fooled. I thought that round was over as well. I didn't think there was any chance Lucas was going to be able to get that bomb planted. So really good stuff there. A little bit fortunate that Stewie dedicated so much to just flat out running away, especially because the HP was so low. If he stuck around very close to the site and made some kind of presence, all he had to do is delay maybe another half second. Either way, nicely done from Immortals. 11-15. It's not over yet, but this is another buy they're going to have to get through with a very weak purchase. Low on utility. They've got a couple Galils. They've got a Tech 9. Although Lucas finding the first kill gets traded off by Ska down to a 4-on-4. No progress is made behind Ska, but it's going to be very, very difficult for him to get away. He's going to have to fight his way out of stairs if he chooses to.
Skadoodle again sitting his way back down at the bottom of Connector. He'll even be smoked off as well. With the Immortals taking control of this area, he's kind of got to regroup down towards the B bomb site, which now leaves the defenses on A extremely weak. Nothing. This is actually a very ballsy move, still being out this far, despite the fact that he's now basically the lone defender of this site. And there's a possible 3 players from Immortals on the way. He doesn't know this yet, but he'll be challenged in a moment. And there we go. He's dead. The bomb sits wide open.
That's a huge misread.
That might be the end of the round right there.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a save out of the rest of Cloud9. So a misread on what they think is happening. Nothing caught out in the open. And all of a sudden, I mean, Ska's got to try and save this up. Automatic needs to save the M4. Unfortunately for Immortals, because that last round came down so close, they don't have the money to chase these guns out. They really can't afford to lose anything. No one above $1,000 on the Terra side. So they've just got to concede and let them save it and go to fight the next battle. Shroud will be able to drop one. Could probably drop a promise as well. Actually, Phelps is just going to go for it anyways. He's saying, screw it. I want to try and get these guns out of their hands, and it works at least initially. So that's going to hurt a little bit if Cloud9 was thinking they were going to buy in the next round.
Quite a few misreads here from Cloud9, and it is costing them as Phelps. A quick push out, finds the headshot against Automatic, and all of a sudden Skadoodle's the only one left alive. Will he even survive now? They've got the flashbang, 2 players are going to push him, finds the first goal, trying to hug the wall. This is the no-scope, but thankfully no one takes him down.
All right, Skadoodle could drop if they wanted to buy. Shroud will be able to as well, but they're just going to play it conservative. Still have 3 rounds to toy with, but this one miracle round where Stewie just runs too far away could get back to haunt Cloud9. 15-12, pistols surrounding this AWP from Skadoodle. And this is where Skadoodle has just got to get aggressive, try and make a play early, and it looks like that's what he's going to do. Heading over towards short. He's going to get very aggressive. He's going to try and swing on this short sewers. Stewie's going to lead the way. They got to be careful at door. That's a leg shot onto Phelps. That's a big player to take out if they can, but they don't. Immortals, knowing the op is over towards this B bomb site, I mean, they're already pretty much committed here.
And they do start to press back in, but there is a lot of chaos on the site. Thankfully, it's still working out in the Immortals' favor. 5-on-3. Zeus and Phelps being somewhat low, but that doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things when Cloud9 have virtually no access to the site at all. And they're just getting shut down one by one. Obviously, Skadoodle opening the doorway on the flank against Phelps does allow these 2 rifles to hopefully escape. but yet again, it will be an additional round for the Immortals. 13-15. They are now just 2 away from taking this into OT.
Question is this round, how much does Immortals try and chase these gun down? Bolts is going to start working his way. Playgrounds is where Cloud9, Automatic, and Skidoo, this is where they've chosen to make their stand. This is going to be the battlefield. They've got some narrow choke points for this op. Skidoo should be able to grab the first kill, at least if they pressure this. They've also got Zeus coming up long, and you can see Immortals on the minimap just slowly constricting on this location. That's 1 down. Zeus is low HP. Automatic grabs him. And this is a good stand from Cloud9. They're going to keep both of these weapons. Are they? Henny turns the corner, and he finds that last one just in the last second, so no joy for Cloud9 again. No big deal, though. They should have a full buy anyways. They're just going to have to spend a little bit more money for it.
Buy is going to come in anyway from Cloud9, so as you mentioned, the rebuy just cost them a little bit more cash, and we're coming to the close of the half now. They need to close out on this round, or they have the potential to lose this map of all things after they literally had the final round when we were back down at 15-10. Because Stewie called it a bit too early, things went the other way. This time, though, Immortals not putting the brakes on anything here, but it doesn't end up working out so well. Phelps tries to push through smoke, and it'll be Stewie that stops the player.
And Phelps has had a fantastic game. 30 kills, I mean, high volume. He's got 26 deaths, but that's just because how aggressive he's been this whole time, creating space for Immortals. Very, very good impact, and not just in the amount of, in the sheer amount of kills. Lucas as well, 26 and 19. That's another good game for Immortals. Stewie at 30 now, 30 and 19. But a good advantage for Cloud9 in this last round. Immortals still spread out a little bit across the map. The bomb is going to regroup with Lucas and Bolts over towards this B site. And Zeus is playing out towards long right now, distracting with some utilities. Pulled Automatic away. Stewie, Skadoodle, and Automatic were all at this A bomb site. Automatic's got a quick rotate either way over towards the balcony. Shroud and Nothing are going to play this B bomb site a little bit more passively, not fighting necessarily too much to hold it, but fighting for positional on the retake, and that's a nice pick from Zeus. Stewie gets too aggressive, and he gets dropped.
They do start to push their way back in now after we see Stewie being dropped out of the mix here. And as they move into the B-bomb site too, again, the defenses are a bit light from C9. They haven't started to rotate anybody down, but it's a slower pace take this time from the Immortals, so they are buying time. And now with only 25 seconds on the clock, there is no more time left for the Immortals to change up this hit. Smoke wall on the site, but nothing going to jump up. He doesn't find any kills, though. So initial play goes in the favor of the Immortals. Shroud hunting within those smokes, but he cannot find anything. And with that, the Immortals will gain control. All up to Skadoodle, Shroud, and Automatic now to retake this bomb site. And this will be one of their last chances to do so before this is thrown into overtime. Automatic going to control the pit area here. Keep in mind how passive the Immortals are, but as they move up, Automatic not only finds the first kill, but saves his teammate. And now we've got some of the lower players hiding out behind the tracks. There's the first pickup. Zeus does trade things out onto 1 against Skadoodle. And in a 2v2, now a 2v1, it all falls to Automatic. The new guy trying to defuse the bomb, but he cannot do it. It's another one for the Immortals. And we go 15-14.
Oh, this is so rough for Cloud9, and they take a pause in this last round. It's going to be a little bit of a rough buy for them as well. Some of those other rounds, they had everything they could have used to finally close this one out, but going back, they haven't won a round since that one fateful last-second plant.
And now we have to see possibly overtime against these two teams too, which is going to be all out brawls in the gun rounds. Cloud9, I mean, suffered a lot, granted, just because of the fact that their economy was out of control for a lot of this half. So I feel like in overtime it would give them a slight advantage, but still, just the fact that they have allowed this to happen is going to be a huge disadvantage to them now. Just they got to get that out of their heads. The fact that that round happened back when we were at 15-10.
This has been a really nice comeback from Immortals in the second half. I mean, normally when you get 9 rounds on the T side, if you're Cloud9, you're thinking we're sitting very, very nice, but Immortals has just pulled us into favor. And I mean, obviously a lot of it, I talked about Phelps. I think the impact he's had has been incredible. It's been the deciding factor because it's not necessarily always the volume, but just the plays he's making. We've seen those rounds when he's highly aggressive, coming through that smoke in mid, out towards long, the lurking plays that he's had, the aggressive lurks that he's had that have even opened up the B-bomb site because it forces rotation. So it's been really, really nicely done from Phelps playing pretty much alone, pretty much playing solo for a lot of the situations on this map.
And in certain ways, kind of equating to what Stewie has been doing for a lot of Cloud9 with just how aggressively he's playing it, and just how you are suddenly surprised with how aggressively he tries to go about some of these plays to pick up some of these earlier kills for his team. It's a lot like the play style we saw kind of from the earlier Stewie.
Yeah, this has been a sick game. Immortals now, I mean, at 15-10 as well, having to make this massive comeback just to force overtime. So really, really cool stuff out of them. I'm really worried about Cloud9 in this last round. This last buy they're going to have is going to be so sketchy. I think Stewie's going to have the best buy, and he's got an M4, smoke, flash, and nade, and that'll be the best option they have available to him. The rest, we'll have to see what they put together.
Probably down to Famasas for quite a few of them if they want utility, and if not, I mean, nothing's only sitting at 3K. He's not going to be getting much of anything at all. And beyond that, the rest of these guys have a bit of a choice to make about what kind of approach they want to take on this.
I mean, it doesn't seem Cloud9 hasn't necessarily been doing anything wrong. I mean, that's the crazy thing is that play that nothing makes, and the previous round we just saw jumping on top of the boxes, peering over the bomb site. Dinks1 just doesn't get the kill. It's just a little bit unfortunate. It's a play that other times we've seen him make it. He gets 2 kills there, and he falls away safely. So, really nice job by Immortals as well in some of these post plants. They've been very, very much composed in late round situations. It's working out in their favor. So. Much better than Koppel, I would say.
Bit of a lengthier pause from Cloud9 at this point, too, and this kind of could lend into the fact that, okay, the Immortals, they've been on a hot streak for a while. We saw teams start to do this at the beginning of the last season. Just let the pause go out for the full timer duration, because you also sort of ice them out a little bit, psych them out, and waste that timer just to cool your opponents down, since they've been feeling obviously so hot for a few rounds now.
Yeah, I mean, I've asked at events, I've asked a couple of the different professional teams, like, what do you guys do during pauses? What do you guys talk about? And pretty much every team tells me they don't really talk about much during pauses. It's more just to calm themselves down, not even necessarily icing the other team, just to say it's not really to mess with the other team's momentum. It's more just to untilt ourselves to like mentally get back into things. So hopefully that works for Cloud9 here. 15-14, Immortals playing for overtime, Cloud9 playing to stay undefeated on the season. It's a nice Molotov. If that spreads far enough, it's a little bit short. It's not going to force them away from this boost, and Stewie is going to do some early damage. Unfortunately, the edge of that smoke.
Double smoking it, though, so a bit of a waste. However, Stewie, okay, perfectly timed, just grabs Phelps through it anyway.
Yeah, why not? When all else fails, when you waste a smoke, just spam right through it and find that kill. So a little bit of miscommunication. They get bailed out by a little bit of lady luck. Zeus leading the way up long. That's Phelps as well, as I mentioned, a big heavy hitter for Immortals. That aggressive front line. Lucas is the other standout player for the Brazilian side. He's going to be the one boosted up. Stewie jumping. He more than likely spotted that. Nothing as well as boosted up, and Bolts is going to try and work his way through Monster over towards the B bomb site. So an isolated player over here. It looks like Bolts is going to be the one that's going to try and force an entry on this B site to get players to take their attention off this A site, but it's not going to work. Zeus going for the entry. Automatic nearly in his vision, but Stewie wins that one. Traded off. Automatic gets him down to a 2-on-4. It looks like the dreams of overtime are collapsing here unless Henny and Bolts can make something happen.
Bolts, at the very least, keeping nothing down onto the bomb site itself. They haven't, at least as far as I can see, they haven't spotted the bomb pressing over to the A site, and they've only got 20 seconds left on the clock. Bolts moves in, grabs the first kill. Shroud with the trade, but that has been enough to pull rotations. Henny's going to walk right up now, but he does have players sitting behind him, and he hasn't seen it, so Skadoodle gets that final kill for free. And Cloud9, after a pretty big scare there towards the end of it, they do end up closing out the second map, and they will go 2-0 for their set this evening.
Yeah, staying undefeated on the season so far. It's only been 2 days, still very early on, but they're 4-0, so a good start to the season for them. And yeah, this is the first real test we've seen them in, and it looked for a little bit like they might fail it. Immortals made a great comeback there, but that pause helping out obviously a lot.
Good as the 4 wins, though, for Cloud9 fans out there. It's about already them being 1/3 of the way to a possible seed at the LAN. I think we saw most of the teams last season between like 13 and 16 wins with the teams that won it, so.
Perfect.
There you go. All right, with that said, guys, we're going to toss things back over to Tom and Ryu, of course. Let's talk about that
Take it away, Tom.
Good game.
Where's Ryu? Where is he? All right, guys. Well, I thought C9 was going to choke that one away. Immortals missing out on a couple opportunities. They had an opportunity when it was 6-9 after that halftime to come back and win that pistol round. They had the numbers, just not able to capitalize. But they did show some weaknesses from C9. So let's send this over to Ryu over at the Telestrator to break this one down.
Yeah, so that one obviously very close to going into overtime. We're going to go back quite a bit into the first half where Cloud9 actually had a 2v1, so that's what we're going to show in the replay. We've got 2 players in the site. We've got one that's going to be behind the truck and then another player towards bank. The bomb has already been planted, and what's going to happen is a flashbang's going to come out, the CT dodges it, and Lucas, he's able to get these kills, and now we're going to show it, and I'm going to explain how this could have been played a little bit better to secure this round win instead of kind of tossing that one away. So you'll see this is going to be the positions that we're going to have. The CT's coming up the stairs here. We've got the 2 Ts. Again, I mentioned one behind the truck and one back behind the bank area. And what they did is they actually threw a flashbang in this direction, but Lucas was able to dodge that flashbang. And so what happens is instead of playing this safe, they played a little bit aggressive, and I think it was Skadoodle who was on the truck, decides to peek that. Now what they could have done instead is they could have played a crossfire or a basic contact setup where one is watching this line and the other one is watching this line. There's no way that the CT can effectively cross into the site without both players being able to take a 2v1 instead of a 1v1. And so they decided to play it a little bit more aggressive. Flashbang comes in. Lucas does a very good job of very quickly flicking away, doesn't get blind, is able to take the kill on Skadoodle, then is left in a 1v1. He had a smoke, he had a kit. Everything was set up for him to win that. Could have played a little bit smarter on the Cloud9 side. If it went into overtime, that's one that they could have certainly looked back on and said, it's a round we probably gave away that we shouldn't have.
I'm disappointed. Where's the Kappa? Where was the PogChamp?
There's no Kappa there. It was a really good match. It was a really good match. So for the first one, I was going to say like close match and then put the Kappa up.
Yeah.
I wanted the PogChamp because C9 was looking really good.
Yeah, I mean, it's great to see the back and forth, though. Immortals showing that they can, you know, compete when it comes down to it. But C9 on Cobble is just looking absolutely dominant. Phelps showing up for Immortals, though. What do you have to say about that individual performance?
Phelps, I would love it if somebody would actually show the statistic of when Phelps hangs 30+, how infrequently Immortals loses. Because it seems when he's on fire, the team carries his momentum. He did a really good job on Overpass of lurking, opening up the site, pulling rotates. He played extremely well. And then on the other side, Stewie played absolutely phenomenal Counter-Strike on Overpass. Sticks to his kind of trademark aggressive style. Was able to get picks with the AWP. Had a crazy retake on the bomb site B. Just played great for them today. Almost lost it for them there towards the end. He thought there's no time for him to plant. He runs away, kind of full commits, throws a little bit of a premature celebration. Was able to end up taking I think the important kill at the very start of that last round of regulation to help them close it out. So it's a really, really good second map.
Well, we may not have that stat, but you know who possibly does. That's going to be the Score Esports. That's right. It's time to sell out. Get the chat going. Sell out, sell out, sell out. That's right. Middle name, sell out possibly. But go get your iOS phone, get your iOS device, or get your Android device. Go to the Google App Play Store and check it out. Best place for news and stats. And don't go anywhere. We have a lot more to come. Stay tuned after the break.